I hope this dream comes true. One more time.
I'm Margaret Hart. I do artist and label relations at YouTube. And that means that I get to spend a lot of time with the digital marketing teams at labels, as well as managers and even directly with artists. We focus on everything from what should my creative be around my upcoming single to, hey, I'm going out on tour. What's the best kind of behind the scenes footage to post? How often should I post it? So everything from YouTube strategy all the way into, hey, I'm releasing a single, let's talk about the best strategy around that.
And there are artists like Peter Hollins, who kind of grew his career on YouTube without the help of a label and finally signed with Sony Classics. Is it possible for an artist to really subsist without a label these days and just use YouTube?
You know, we talked about this a little bit on the panel just now, and I really think it's so artist dependent. You know, I always give Lindsay Sterling as an example here because Lindsay has successfully been an independent artist for her entire career now, and she's really decided to do things a bit differently and release her own album independently. She has put a team in place that manages her. She has an agency that she works with to help her book tours, and she's really put a team in place to help her with the things that she thinks she needs. And I think she's a great example there because she knew that, hey, you know what, I don't think signing with a label is right for me and my music, but I do think getting a touring agent would make a lot of sense. I think there are other artists like Peter is absolutely incredible, love his content, and I think there's a lot of opportunity for him at a label to use that A&R function that we talked about so much just now, to plug him into other people's projects, to pair him with producers, and to really get him plugged into some places that, you know, he doesn't live in New York or LA. He doesn't have access to a lot of kind of the things that artists in those cities have access to, and he really can utilize the label to plug him into the music world as it may be that he doesn't necessarily have access to as just a YouTube artist.
And so much of the YouTube native artists seem to be kind of dependent on cover tunes. There's not a lot of opportunity for them, commercially speaking, to do original music. Why is that, and what's the solution to, you know, changing it?
Absolutely. So, you know, a lot of artists do get their start with covers, and I think that a big reason there is, of course, SEO. If you are covering Taylor Swift's newest song, and it is, you know, you're posting it right around the time that Taylor Swift is releasing her new album, you're going to get a lot of traffic, and artists are savvy to this. I think that the main reason that artists are doing covers is so that they can eventually drive viewership and fans to their own original. So if you sit down and talk to a cover artist, as it may be, most of them will tell you that ultimately they want to be making original content, and ultimately they want to be driving people to their original music, to sell singles, sell albums, and sell tickets, sell merch, etc. So I think that a lot of people see it as a way to build audience and then transfer them into people that listen to their original music. I think Megan Nicole is a great story there. Megan Nicole did a lot of covers on her YouTube channel and built a really, really great fan base. And then from there, in October of 2014, she actually released a single, Fun. She then released an EP, and Fun now has 14 million views. So it's really cool to see an artist like Megan, who maybe you think, oh, she's just a cover artist, and she's really proving that she's not just a cover artist, and her fans care about more than just her covers.
And the labels themselves, how are they really harnessing the power of YouTube? Can you think of an example of a label that's really done a good job of that with an artist? New or old?
I'm so bummed out right now because there's a label that is doing something amazing and it's releasing tomorrow, so I can't talk about it yet. But yes, labels are absolutely harnessing the power of YouTube. I think that there are some really, really creative ways that they are engaging with collaborators and with creators on our platform. I think a great example there, and one I talked about on the panel, is Interscope reached out to us about Rixton and said, you know, Rixton really wants to do a collaboration. They're a new band. They've got this hot song. It's amazing. What can we do? And we actually introduced Rixton to Kurt Hugo Schneider, and they ended up doing a one-take music video together. And those are the kind of stories where it makes so much sense. That was a look and a feel that really worked for Rixton, and it fit with their audience and it fit with their demographic. So it wasn't, you didn't look at it and go, why is Rixton working with Kurt Hugo Schneider? That is the weirdest pairing. You looked at it and you thought, that makes perfect sense. That's a great pairing. So I think labels are really doing a great job of identifying ways that they can really utilize our platform and the creators on our platform.
On the YouTube videos, do you have direct links to iTunes, etc.?
Yes, absolutely. On official music videos, claimed videos, there are links to buy. So we are obviously making sure that your views can turn into buys as much as possible. And as I mentioned on the panel, we also have merch cards that are being introduced to market and beta testing right now that allow you to buy things directly through a pop-up in your video. And that's something we're really excited about. It allows fans to buy singles, to buy tickets, to buy merch directly through your video, which is such a powerful tool.
Great, thanks so much.
Thank you.